All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel again. Thank y'all so much for coming over. A few days ago, I reacted to a video about Judge Greg Mathis and his wife going their separate ways after 39 years or something like that. And now you got Judge Greg Mathis' secret love child and Mistress. Hey, but wait, there's more. It's like there's always more to the story. We're going to check this out. Comment below. Appreciate y'all. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Mathis, how are you today, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I want to ask...
I'm not good. Rather, it's the worst days of my life. How about that?
Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I wanted to ask you, with news of the separation, how are you holding up?
Not holding up very well. I would say the other man. Maybe I'll be example for other men, cautionary tale. Don't neglect your wife. See how me at the airport now, flying out.
Child, Judge Greg Mathis is now allegedly calling the paparazzi on himself to try and dispel the rumors that his divorce from Linda was because he cheated and possibly had a child outside. But you know what? The streets are not buying it. People are still convinced that infidelity played a part in the divorce, and I'm gonna be telling you why.
That I asked her to sleep with my wife.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, and so, and if you want to believe that ridiculous nonsense, you feel free to. And you want to keep fueling it when no one else has even asked me about it.
Nobody else.
Everyone in the media knows that tabloids print trash, but every week that they pay people to come up with you or anyone in this studio can go to a tabloid and tell them, I want to sell you a story on someone, and they'll buy it.
Right.
Okay, remember when I said in the previous video that insiders said that the reason Linda filed for divorce was because Judge Mathis was neglecting her? Sources noted that Judge Mathis has been working too hard and has been neglecting their relationship. In fact, based on his work schedule, he currently runs a series of charities and has a production company that has him working 70 to 80 hours a week. And this is among other things. People close to Linda were also saying that she sacrificed her whole life for that man, but he's working 24/7 for the better part of the last 30 years. Apparently, Judge Mathis promised Linda that he would slow down and that they could travel the world together and enjoy the rest of their lives. But he's not trying to slow down anytime soon. The insider also said that life is too short, and if Judge Mathis wants to run around the country working, he can do that. But Linda is not willing to sacrifice any longer. Based on the insider, Judge Mathis does have one last chance to save his marriage. And if he agrees to slow down and value his wife, she might take him back. Guys, this is the hill Judge Mathis has decided to die on, because he is saying, actually insisting, that the reason why his wife filed for divorce is because he has been neglecting her.
25 years. My wife has been third. Serving the community, taping my show, having fun with friends. That's what happens, guys. Never be too busy or never have too much fun beyond your wife.
So I do want to ask, the date of separation is listed back to July 17th. Has this been coming for some time now, or was it something out the blue?
Well, ever since we started taping here in LA, I committed to staying home more and making my wife more of a priority. But as you see, I haven't. I'm still here on the road doing the same thing. And
I will say this. I will give him this. He stopped and talked. Most people will probably give the finger, man, get that camera out of my face. He actually stopped and talked.
In terms of going out into another city, but I was gone for 3 weeks. That's what July 17th meant.
At least he's taking accountability and acknowledging that he is the one in the wrong and making it clear that Linda is leaving him because he has been neglecting her. To be quite honest, this is something we have also seen over the years. I mean, when the family gave fans an inside look into their lives on their reality TV show, Mathis Family Matters, Mathis himself said that he was grateful that Linda allowed him to work such long hours. He said, "The star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is certainly my highest highest professional achievement. But I gotta say, it was really my family that was the foundation of my success. After coming out of the streets in Detroit, Linda allowed me to work 15 hours a day, 5-6 days a week. So it's that support that allowed me to be the success that you see. Our love and support runs deep. So if it's about Linda trying her best to let that man work for long hours while standing by him, I can personally say that she really tried, especially judging from their interactions before the divorce filing. Linda was literally still trying to make everyone see that she was the supportive wife she has always been. For instance, at the beginning of 2024, the two were seen on social media cozied up with one another in Cabo. Then a few weeks later in March, Linda and Mathis appeared to be on good terms at an influencer's brunch. And in an interview with Baller Alert, they even discussed if their Mathis Family Matters show would return and opened up about how they stay so close. And as always, Linda was very supportive.
Well, we're very charitable. We have 10,000 square foot community center in Detroit, the Mathis Community Center. We do a lot of community service in Detroit where we're from, but beyond that, we also try and move forward with other projects and include other people in it. We're blessed to be nominated this year for an Image Award for the First Lady of BMF, the movie I created and produced. And so those type of things we like to do and involve others in the industry to pull them in, and we've been successful in doing that, and that brings us a lot of pleasure.
I love that. Well, you know, you mentioned our family show, Mathis Family Matters, and as you see on there, our influence is that, you know, black families are great families, and though they're not filled with, you know, just inner fighting.
While still on that support, a couple of weeks ago, Linda also shared photos and videos of a family gathering with Greg in honor of Father's Day and wrote in the caption, "Had such a beautiful time celebrating Father's Day with my family and friends at the Johnson's residence yesterday. Very uplifting to see all the fathers being celebrated, especially my husband Greg and son-in-law Ryan." Baby, like people have been saying, for Linda to file for divorce, there is something they are not telling us. But Greg is saying that the divorce is not something he wants, and he is making every effort to win Linda back while they still share the same home, and his hope is that she will reconsider her decision and they can work through their differences. Well, the thing is, Linda has not yet moved out of the couple's Los Angeles mansion, so there's still hope of a reconciliation, and Judge Mathis is doing everything he can to fix things.
Would you say you two are in a good place right now, or able to maintain a friendship? Or
Oh yeah, we're still in the same house and we're maintaining a friendship, and I'm trying to get my wife back. I have to show her that though. Hopefully I can show her while we're there together before, and hopefully she doesn't complete the process, but I'm changing in hopes that she will.
I'm just wondering, like, because, you know, 39 years, my mind is going to, I'm pretty sure there was no prenup involved. So he trying to get her back. What they say that the saying, even Jada said it right, it's cheaper to keep her. Wonder if it's one of those situations, but hey, that's crazy when you say, like, we living in the same house and we trying to work on our friendship, man. To 39 years. That's why I feel like it's deeper than just neglect. I think it's deeper than that. You know, so.
I'm gonna get my wife back. How about that?
Oh, wow. Judge Mathis actually looks like he's hurt. Probably never suspected in a million years that his wife would want to leave. But honey, here's something interesting. As Judge Mathis was trying to explain how he wants his wife back, he also talked about if infidelity played a part in the divorce filing, and this is what he said.
I wanted to eliminate all them rumors too, that it's something about a baby or even me, a child. It's none of that. I've just told you what it is.
There were also, you know, kind of some rumors of any infidelity. Did you want to clear that up at all? You say it's solely neglect.
Well, neglect can create suspicion, certainly. And if you're gone as much as I am, you have every right to suspect. You know, you go to work, you go serve in the community around the country, then you go with your guys to sporting events around the country, you go to other events except without your wife, hanging with you and enjoying herself with you. And so, yeah, she would have a right to suspect infidelity.
But there was none of that going on.
That's not the purpose. That's not the reason for this.
Wait a minute. Did he talk about him doing something to a child? That's a new one. I didn't even know there was a rumor about him doing anything to a child. But also, he said infidelity was not the reason for their divorce. Child, what I can tell you is that the man understands law, so he spoke it like a true judge. He didn't say there was no infidelity. He said it was not the reason. Like, did you notice how he didn't directly deny he cheated? He even stuttered at the end, and that to a lot of people is very telling. Also, why was this man going on a 3 weeks vacation without his wife? Honey, I don't know about you, but there is no way my husband is going away for 3 weeks without me. And we don't have any kids in school? Well, unless, of course, all these cheating rumors are true. Because to a lot of people, the only thing that makes sense is that he was not going with his wife on these long trips and vacations because he was there with somebody else. And for y'all who have been following him for a while, y'all know that these cheating rumors have actually been there for years. There was a time when there were rumors flying around after a woman alleged that Mathis had not just slept with her when he was high on Coca-Cola, but he also allegedly asked the woman if she could sleep with his wife Linda too. To add on to that, there were also rumors that Mathis had gotten a woman pregnant, but I'm not really sure if it's the same woman he had allegedly asked to sleep with him and Linda, but the allegation was that he got the same woman pregnant. Regardless, the rumors were there, but according to Mathis, he did not know that woman, he had never heard of her, and he said that she was probably paid to tell that story. This is actually the tea that caused that unforgettable exchange between Mathis and Wendy Williams. And for old time's sake, let me just play a bit of it for you.
Talk with you because here on this show, whether it's TV or radio, one thing that Wendy Williams does is keep it real with her audience. Now, my audience knows all about me and what I've been through, and what they don't know, I go into explicit details in my book. Now, that might not be true according to you about this woman that allegedly you slept with. You allegedly got her pregnant. Listen to let me draw up the skeleton, Judge, and then you fill in the meat.
Wendy, I didn't read that part. Now you making that up.
Okay, let me draw
up. And WBLS about to be sued for defamation. You gonna make some stuff.
Okay,
up here
Judge, you
wasn't even alleged.
Okay,
now that's called defamation.
All right.
That's called defamation, Wendy.
Okay.
She did not allege that.
All right, look.
I'll tell you what she alleged, and it wasn't that.
All right, you tell me what she alleged, Judge, in all of your anger.
I'm not angry.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I'm not angry.
Baby, I don't know for sure if Judge Mathis was involved with that woman, but what I do know is that for the tea to have been known to Wendy, there was probably something there. Plus, the way he reacted after Wendy asked about the other woman was just sus. He got so mad, called Wendy an addict, accused her of terminating at least 8 pregnancies, and also added in there that Miss Wendy Williams is bi. I mean, damn.
Let's talk about fueling your stuff. You, on the other hand, have admitted to being addicted to cocaine.
Absolutely.
Secondly, you continue to show symptoms of your addiction.
Okay.
Lastly,
what are those symptoms? Tell me.
These nasal passages you keep coughing up.
And I did Afrin.
This eternal cold that you continue to have.
Yes,
that you can't have to come to work because every other week, and now you're even stupid so low as to blame it on your baby, your newborn. How low can you get? That's about as low as you can get to blame your child for your addiction. Then, lastly, your bisexual activity. I'm sure your audience want to know about that. I've heard that rumor.
I'm sure my husband would love that.
Yeah. Oh, he watches? Does he watch when you do it?
Yes. Don't you know?
No, I don't know. I didn't know you were that low down. Lastly, we can continue with what I heard about all those. It's like 8. You had 8 of them.
Oh,
that's what I heard. That's the rumor.
How
now you want to keep fueling that? Did you write about that in your book?
I wrote in my book.
All 8 of them?
Yes, I wrote. I have an.
Well, regardless of what he is saying, even now, people are still saying the same thing Wendy said years ago, that Greg allegedly cheated on his wife and even has a love child. And here's something to think about. How old is Judge Mathis's oldest child? 39, right? And Linda is not Jade's biological mom, for those who don't know. Actually, in his memoir, Greg said that he had a quick fling. I think it was a one-night stand. And he and Linda were about to get married when the lady said she was pregnant. He had to find the nerve to tell Linda, and he was afraid she was going to leave him. But she went on and married him. Jade has a wonderful relationship with Linda, calls her mom, and has been the oldest daughter in their family since her birth. But does this prove that he has been cheating from the onset? Cause were they not dating for a while even before they got married? Is Jade's biological mom the drama? Plus, like I said, Greg did not say that he did not cheat. He said that infidelity was not the reason for the divorce. He talked about understanding why his wife would have the suspicion, but he did not flat out say he's not a cheater. A lot of people are actually saying that the judge isn't being honest because Linda has been with him for years, dealing with his priorities and work. And now she is suddenly tired of him serving the community. Child, if memory serves me right, Greg actually already cut his work by so much so that he could be with Linda. So this is probably more than just about neglect. Now, on social...
Yeah, I think so too. That part when he is being interviewed in the airport did seem very sketchy. And like I said, when I seen that video clip of him allegedly spitting on like the valet person, I told you that's like as a man, that's like the ultimate disrespect to get spit on. These comments are crazy though. You know, a lot of people ain't buying it. A lot of people think that he is cheating. I wouldn't doubt it, man. I wouldn't. Just because, like, I'm trying to picture myself, like, going on a vacation 3 weeks without my wife. That is insane. 3 weeks? Nah. Nah, bro. And then he said, you know, he was hanging out with his boys. You about to get your boys in trouble too. So, Greg said y'all was hanging out. What was y'all doing? You better make sure your stories are all the same. You better make sure, you know, because my whole thing is like a real woman is going to want her man, like it's almost like a turn on if her man is out there working and doing stuff to, you know, keep a roof over their head and all that type of stuff. So for her to be like, you working too much, I mean, I could see it a little bit, but if they were saying he already stopped doing some stuff to spend more time, it got to be bigger than that. Got to. Y'all comment below. Appreciate y'all coming over and watching, man. Peace out.